Dude, these guys are fucking awesome. Holy shit. Like, it's really fucked up, but also kind of cool that they were just like, they were going nutty with it. They wanted to build a fucking Xbox Durango before Microsoft? That's insane. That doesn't even make any sense. Like, they're not even going to, there's no way you can sell that. You know what I mean? If you sell that, there's no games for it. They're just doing it. You know, I do have a special guest coming in a little bit.
Of hacking charges across the world.
Friend of the show, Vince Vintage, at it again. Made this video on my birthday, as a matter of fact. Nerdy Teen is the FBI's most wanted hacker. Let's take a look.
Wheeler, a kid who'd been hacking since the age of 12, was a fugitive on the run. With a group of teenagers, he had stolen $100 million from Epic Games, Valve, Microsoft, hell, even the US military. And while the other teens were now locked up, Dylan had escaped to Poland. But now he was broke. But from a group of guys he had just met, he had heard the security cameras at the local Polish bank were pretty lax, enough to plan a robbery. At 3 a.m., they lined up at the bank with no one in sight. And as they...
That's so funny. Yeah, if you're going to rob a bank, do it in Poland, you know what I mean? They probably are... You know their ass is not protected. Okay? Greatest place to rob a... Like, it's legal. They'd be like, what? Oh, I thought you believe that you have the money. That's your money, right? I'm supposed to give it to you.
They got inside, and Dylan shut down the security system. They loaded up their bags with loot and walked out like it never happened. But as they got home to count their stash and dream of what they could buy, they had failed to realize there was a hidden camera in the wall that had seen it all. And Dylan Wheeler, the infamous kid hacker on the run, was finally caught. What started out as a gang of teenagers hacking their Xboxes to play pirated games for free would spiral down the path of corporate espionage, breaking into the US military, an $18 million FIFA fraud that went unnoticed for years. And it all starts here with the Xbox. Now, people freaked out when the Xbox 360 was released, not because of better games or graphics, but this thing had way better security. Why? Well, because hackers broke the security on the original Xbox, which sprouted a huge community of hackers who modded and exploited and pirated all things Xbox, and Microsoft was pretty pissed. So with the Xbox 360 release, they spent millions of dollars to ensure no one was gonna pirate or mod any game, and they actually hailed it as unhackable. And for over 40 years, the Xbox hacking world just could not.
Well, you have no idea. Poland is more digitalized and monitored than Germany and many others. It's shit and fascistic, but it has this figured out. I was just making a Polish people are stupid joke, like dumb Polish joke. That's the joke I was making.
Break the system, meaning no one can make mods for it, until someone found the missing link. At an e-waste recycler, Rowdy was searching for Xbox DVD drives. You know, as a hobby, he'd like to repair them, kind of like a freak. But after an hour of scrounging through the piles of plastic scraps on the floor, his eyes lit up. He had found an Xbox so rare, it actually had no business even being there. The Xbox 360 development kit. Now, this is a huge deal because a dev kit is a special console used to make video games. Microsoft leases them out to developers, so if you're an Xbox hacker, that's what you want. But let me just say, these dev kits are super rare. I mean, you have to provide industry references, resumes, hell, even sign an NDA. And to top it all off, reselling a dev kit is not allowed. But if these are so rare, how did these get here, Vince? Well, the Red Ring of Death.
Microsoft's Red Ring. That's awesome. Oh. The Red Ring of Death caused the fucking dev. It even happened in the dev kit. The dev kit's broke. Oh, that's so funny. They deserve it. I'm 100% pro piracy, as you guys know. I'm 100% pro piracy. Okay. So across the board, I love when people break these machines. Okay. But it is especially valid for Microsoft to get fucked by their own bullshit product.
The Red Ring of Death, one of the biggest recalls in Xbox history. And while these were all going to be crushed off, Rowdy gave these dev kits a new home in the hands of some of the most experienced hackers in the Xbox scene. As a child prodigy, David Pecor had been programming since he was in diapers. When his parents got him an original Xbox for Christmas, instead of just playing with it like a normal kid, David made mods for it. But now years later, with this unhackable Xbox 360, all he wanted was a dev kit. Because a regular Xbox you just buy at Walmart only runs signed code, which is approved from Microsoft. But a dev kit? That runs unsigned code, which could be anything David wanted. So when Rowdy hit him up with the dev kit for sale, David took all of the savings from his grandma's birthday checks and he got modding his favorite game, Halo 3. Now through the months as the mod got better, he shared his unpolished Halo mods on HaloMods.com, and people were blown away. Because this meant David had gotten a development kit, which was impossible to get. And of course, they asked him where did he get it from and how was he doing this? But David was not going to tell him. Quote, "You cannot do it. You won't know how. No one will tell you how. And even with a dev kit, you won't be able to mod. You want a dev kit? Good luck finding one." But Anthony Clark, an 18-year-old gifted programmer, knew David was kind of full of. The kid obviously knew where to get a dev kit, so he hits him up with a little deal. Anthony would help polish his Halo 3 mod in exchange for the number of the guy who sold him that dev kit. So it's a deal. The two agree, they get.
That's it? That's what you sold off your source for? God damn it, nerds are so good at coding and so bad at, like, the criminal component. Are you serious? It's ridiculous, man. How bad are you at fucking negotiating? Like, what is happening here? How can you be so fucking good at coding, modding, all this shit, and so bad at, like, basic functions of human beings?
Working on the mod, and slowly they become friends, talking about girls in school and programming in their Halo 3 mod. That's when David found something on his dev kit that he had only dreamed of ever finding. PartnerNet. It's where developers test their unreleased games on Xbox Live, meaning there were dozens of unreleased games that they could just play months before anyone else. For a true gamer, that's the dream. But PartnerNet isn't open to the world. It's only for licensed developers with the dev kit, and in this case, Anthony and David. To them, it felt like a secret club that they were in. But when developers noticed their unreleased games being played online, they decided to leave the two a little message the next time they logged on. Winners don't break into PartnerNet. But to Anthony and David, this wasn't a big deal. They were simply just curious about these upcoming games. It was all in the name of fun, right? But outside of stealing games off PartnerNet, the Halo community was amazed with how far their mod had come, although bummed that no one could even use it because, again, no one had a dev kit. But that would all change in 2009. In a presentation that rocked Microsoft, two hackers revealed that the Xbox 360 security had finally been broken, the JTAG exploit. With any simple modification, a regular Xbox 360 can have the abilities of a dev kit to run unsigned code. Or in other words, mods and piracy for everyone. Within days, thousands of people started.
So sick. So awesome. Actually fucking sick. So honorable, the most honorable form of piracy. Motherfuckers, like, the funniest part about the you wouldn't download a car is, like, I fucking would. Like, who wouldn't download a car, stupid? If you could download a car and you don't download a car, you're a fucking idiot, okay? Like, what do you mean? You wouldn't download Shelter? Like, yeah, no, I would, actually. I would definitely do that. Why wouldn't I download a car? That's fucked up. Yeah, well, I'm fucked up. I don't want to be right then. If that's wrong, then I don't want to be right. I'm wrong then, bitch. I don't give a fuck. I have a car. Vroom, vroom, motherfucker. Are you kidding me? You wouldn't download a Lucy Louie bot, would you? Yes, I would. I would absolutely download all of those things. Now the cars are DLC. Yeah, now you have downloadable content in the fucking cars. Like, if you want to keep using the seat heaters or whatever in your new Beamer, and now you have to fucking pay like a monthly fee or some shit. It's insane. It sucks. Significantly worse at the top of the hour ad break. All you need to do is see a 3-minute ad at the top of the hour and you're good. And then a 1-minute ad, and that's the secret, in the middle of the hour. Okay? That's how you do it. And if you don't want to see those ads, all you need to do is subscribe for $5 or for free. With the Twitch Prime. That connect your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account. You get 1 free Prime subscription a month. Use it on your favorite podcaster. Hopefully that's me. It's a meme. The real ad said you wouldn't steal a car. Yes, I would. If it was just as easy as downloading a car, I would do it. I would 100% do it. I don't give a fuck. Especially if I needed a car and I didn't have money. Why the fuck wouldn't I do that? I 100% would do that. Anyway, here's a 3-minute ad break now.
Start J-tagging their Xboxes, and Microsoft was just freaking out. Because for Anthony and David, potentially now, anyone could use their mods like Infinite Ammo and Super Jump to cheat online. And people pay good money to cheat online. So in a genius move, they sell access to their mod for $100 an hour. And kids line up with Daddy's Amex ready to max it out. The two start raking in about $8,000 a day, all via PayPal. Remember, these are kids making this kind of money. But for David, making this fast cash just didn't do much to him. According to him, money was just never the motivation. Rather, he craved that high of stealing those unreleased games.
Kind of interesting that yet another brilliant, innovative person who was falsely maligned, okay, as a criminal, was not even motivated by money. But instead, he was instead motivated by different things, different principles, different incentives.
Games. It was a feeling that he just couldn't even put a price on. But now everything had been stolen off of the partner net. So to get his hands on even more, David invited more hackers into the group now, the Xbox Underground. At PAX 2010, developers were showing off all of their upcoming games, but Justin May, a member of the Underground, was on a mission. You see, his Xbox account had been permabanned. He had emailed and called, but with no response back. And without his gamertag, Justin was a nobody. So, with nothing left to lose, he was going to ask the direct...
Dude, how many slurs did this guy say? Like, you know his ass said so many, like, he was prolific in slurring. He was, like, Olympic at slurring. But he said all of them so hard that he got fucking banned. Oh, my God.
...director of Xbox Live to unban him in person. And we have it on video.
I actually came to PAX primarily for this panel. Can you unban my gamer tag, please? Okay, I played Forza 3 early.
I'm sorry, you should have done that.
However, again, but I want my account.
There are some punishments for which there's sort of no recourse.
Yeah, the plan
There are some punishments for which there is no recourse.
fails. But Justin wasn't just gonna walk away empty-handed from PAX. The next day at the convention, Justin was stalking the Atomic Games booth. He had saw the golden shrine on the pedestal, a 360 dev kit loaded with their unreleased game. It was a beaut. Atomic had spent over $6 million developing it. And Justin? He was just gonna take it. As they turn around, Justin opens up his laptop, plugs it into the dev kit.
Are you fucking joking? How is that? What? Dude, let him have it. Let him have it. Let him have it. He deserves it. Let him have it. The GOAT. That's crazy.
But then security starts to walk by, and Justin bolts off. And of course, they chase right after him. But being a true Xbox gamer, he runs out of breath, and they tackle him down. So now with tears in his eyes, he told security it was all a big misunderstanding. It was his Wi-Fi not working, and he was connecting to the dev kit to get on the internet. But yeah, the stolen source code was on his laptop. Justin was... Because Atomic Games works with the FBI. So now this whole matter, yeah, it'd become a national security issue.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Dude, that's awesome. God, this story is so fucking funny. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, dude, the reason why I think this is relevant to talk about right now, by the way, is because of the guy who stole a bunch of copies of Starfield and is like going to prison for 12 years now, which is so incredibly fucked. Okay? They should release my mans. They should release all of the hackers, okay? Well, not all of them, but most of them.
The FBI. So now this whole matter, yeah, it'd become a national security issue. Within an hour, they raid his home, confiscate all of his Xboxes, and charge a kid with receiving stolen trade secrets. But then the rumors come out that when Justin was arrested, he was begging the cops that if he was let go, well, he could name hackers higher up than him who stole way more than just one little game. But yeah, the judge didn't really care. Justin would get the death sentence.
Wait! Hold the fucking door! The Atomic Games that's working with the FBI that got this kid fucking arrested is the developer responsible for 6 days in Fallujah? God damn it, dude. Of course they were fucking, oh, Jesus Christ. Of course they were working with the FBI. Yeah, they made War Crime Simulator. Also, for the people saying, oh, the FBI is a backdoor in your PC. Brother, yes, and they have one in yours too, okay? What are you saying? Like, yeah, dude, the FBI doesn't have access to whatever the fuck they want to if they want to gain access. Like, what do you mean? What? You're on American ISPs, dude. What are you talking about? What are we doing here? Let's continue.
For a gamer. He got a court order that he was banned from playing his Xbox for 18 months. And now David knew if he was going to get his hands on more pre-release games, he needed to be a lot quieter about it. Now, with David's growing reputation, opportunity started just coming to him. And Super Day, also known as Dylan Wheeler, brought him the opportunity of a lifetime. I've come across a leaked form database with thousands of login credentials. Several emails belonging to Epic Games employees thought we could work together on this. Super Day. Now, a lot of people reuse their passwords, and hackers know that. Now, it's the biggest reason why leaks like this even happen, because of just reused passwords. Now, several emails in this leak were at epicgames.com. So if just one of those employees reused their password, David could enter Epic Games and steal from one of the biggest video game developers in the world. But this kind of seemed too good to be true, because who really was Dylan? He said he'd been hacking since the age of 12 and that he went to high school in Australia and that he just come out of nowhere with this. I mean, was the kid a Fed? But these logins did work, although the minute they logged into Epic Games, there was another problem. These accounts were just the IT support staff at Epic Games, meaning they couldn't see any of these upcoming projects or games, or as Dylan said, what a waste. They just fix printers and reset passwords. But David's a smart cookie, because he thinks, well, we have access to their emails, let's search for the word password in those emails. And that's when they come across the granddaddy of corporate IT fuck-ups, a master password list for every...
There ain't no fucking way, bro. Oh, I'm nutting. So much of hacking is just like social engineering and just expecting humans to fuck up in dramatic ways. Like, everybody always is like, oh, I'm putting my hacker man's glasses on and fucking, tapping into the mainframe. And like 90% of the time, it's a dude whose password is fucking password 1. You know what I mean? And then you get in there because it's password 1, and then literally they just have they have a master password list on their fucking email or something. Oh, bro, my company literally has a documented page for logging into servers with standard logins listed on every server.
Employee at Epic Games, all on a Word document just for anyone to look at. And all of this because one employee reused their password. Okay, so my advice, just check to see if your private information's been leaked in a data breach. And right now, you can check that using today's sponsor, Guardio. Guardio is a browser extension and mobile app that provides real-time protection against threats that thrive in that security gap standard solutions can't even help with. It protects against the latest malware and hijackers that are spread everywhere online. From downloading a game mod to clicking a malicious ad on Facebook disguised as legitimate software, Guardio knows to detect and block them. Now, we already saw that two-factor authentication won't keep us safe if we just happen to download the wrong file. Sophisticated hijackers can bypass two-factor authentication and take over every account you are logged into. But with Guardio's in-house developed methods to detect malicious files, it'll block them before they have any chance to take over your accounts. And with that cross-platform identity monitoring, you'll get real-time alerts when your data has been breached. Once installed, it will run an initial scan that will show you all of the threats and data leaks you already have. And then you can continue with the 7-day free trial and remove them and then enable that real-time protection. So go to guard.io/VinceVintage, where they're giving 20% off the monthly subscription and the ability to protect 5 people under one Guardio account at no extra cost. And now the crew goes buck wild, infiltrating Epic's network. They check into the CEO, the art director,
How are the other vids on this guy's channel worth checking out? Yes, absolutely.
project leads. Hell, they even find a USB drive for the chairman's Lamborghini music loaded with Lady Gaga. But after days of searching, David finally found what he had been looking for: the Mac Daddy of unreleased games, Gears of War 3. This game had been delayed multiple times. Real gamers were dying to play it. But David just couldn't download it. I mean, even with an encrypted Nigerian VPN, it could obviously be traced back to him. What he needed was a hacked modem. Makes it impossible for anyone to track your down and gives you free internet. And while these are normally impossible to get, a member of the underground, Sinet, he had one. At 3 a.m., Sinet downloads the game to a remote server using this hacked modem, but instead of just sending a download link, which again could be tracked, Sinet burns the game onto Blu-rays and he mails them out to the crew. So after all of the hard work and crimes that they had committed, David rips open that package and pops that sucker in, and oh my god, the game sucked. It wasn't even playable. But that's when the fear set in for David. It hacked into Epic Games. Yeah, they were looking at some serious prison time. Yeah, the next day, Gears
For literally no reason.
of War 3 was leaked online, and yeah, it made national news.
Gears of War 3 was leaked on the web. Epic Games warned people that downloading the title may actually melt your system.
Because Epic had spent over $60 million on its production, and Epic promised the public they would find the sick who could ever do such a thing. But David just couldn't sleep. I mean, did Epic have any evidence? Were they just gonna pop in and arrest him? And this curiosity drove...
I love that, dude. God. The tech space is so sick. You should look into the Ogusers market, which now goes by Flipped. It runs so deep, especially the PSN username market and Instagram user markets. Basically, they get these customer representatives to get them accounts, but they were pioneers of SIM swapping too. I mean, that I don't like. Like, I love hacking, like hacking the corporations like this, or you know, open source software, or forcibly open sourcing software, hardware hacking, all this kind of shit. But like, this is not necessarily a victimless crime. That is directly a crime that creates victims. Yeah, like the entire point of that is just to like fuck people over. It's really gross. It's really shitty. I don't know. I think that's really, really fucked up. There is definitely a difference between like I don't know, pirating an IP versus like stealing some dude's identity online and stealing their money. You know what I mean? Like it's the way I describe robbing a bank versus robbing a human being at gunpoint. When you rob a human being at gunpoint, you're like fucking up their life. You're giving them, you know, you're causing trauma. You're making them feel unsafe. You're taking money away from them. In many instances, it's not insured. You know what I mean? Whereas when you rob a bank, if you can successfully do it, like pretty, you know, it's as victimless as a crime as it can get, right?
Drove him into hacking into Epic Games again, where now we found...
What about the employees that get fired for that? For fucking robbing a bank? What are you talking about? Robin Hood versus Robin the Hood. Yeah. Exactly. People don't get fired for... What are you talking about? People don't get fired when your bank is robbed. What do you mean? I don't know if you know this, but bank tellers are told to just give you the money and cooperate with you because the banks are insured. Like their job quite literally tells them to not make, due to safety issues, their job is straight up to cooperate.
Found out that the FBI was now involved, but that still doesn't deter David. They continue to stay in Epic's network, knowing that the FBI was in there for months, but just to monitor the investigation. And although David put up a strong front to the others, behind the scenes, the kid was freaking out. But David's problems only grew. His cheating mod business that he...
I think it's fucking insane. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you guys are going to disagree with me. But I think it's insane that the FBI was wiretapping a fucking teenager's computer and communications because he had like broken in to a developer's you know, a developer's server and like stolen some IP to play it on his own. I think that is psychotic. There is nothing more psychotic than that. Okay? Bro, he committed a huge fucking crime though. What do you mean? What do you... What is the fucking crime? I think the punishment should be adequate for the crime that he committed. You think it's worth utilizing the resources of the FBI, like fucking tapping his phone and shit? The fuck are you? Yeah, he basically stole a toy in development, or rather, he didn't even steal a toy in development because it's replicable, right? Like, if you steal a physical toy, they might not be able to replicate it. He basically looked at a toy in development. Do you understand? Like, the government breaking down your fucking door and arresting you for that is psychotic to me.
He had with
How do you feel about Omi and a Hellcat? Brother, I have talked about Omi and a Hellcat many times. I've sung his praises. Free Omi. Free Omi. Free his Hellcat. Omi did nothing wrong. He was just a good guy doing good things. Unimaginable that he was criminally prosecuted to the degree that he was prosecuted.
Anthony Clark. Yeah, that was getting railed with the cease and desist letters from Game Studio. So the two shut that business down, but they remain pretty close friends. And while David continued on his war path of stealing unreleased games, well, Anthony Clark,
the retaliation is the potential damage to the business and the real-world consequence. It was to send a message. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like fucking bullshit. Like, if they steal the developer's hard work, okay? If they steal the dev's hard work and, like, I don't know, sell it off to a competing, sell it off or work on it with another developer and, like, try to be first to market, that's different. Like, that is actually where you can pursue litigation. That's where you can sue for damages, because that's ultimately what you have to do in a court of law. The reason why, like, a lot of DMCA cases from big corporations are rarely ever pursued is because why the fuck would they go to court? Like, how much money can they prove you took from them, right? They're not going to nickel and dime you because you watched their fucking video. Technically, they could, if they wanted to. They could literally sue every single fucking person that has ever watched a IP that they did not have rights to right now, even without actually the DMCA process. They could just start a lawsuit right now, right at this very moment. Okay? Some have. Psychotic companies like Nintendo. Okay? The fact is, you are so fucking out there on this. Bro, he leaked it online. That's the problem. You're so fucking out there. He leaked it, bro. What are you talking about? Oh, wait, I thought he didn't leak it. I thought he just, like, someone in their team might have leaked it, but I don't think it was him. He didn't. Someone is saying, look at this. He did leak it. He didn't leak it. I don't think he leaked it. I think the other guy leaked it, and that's dumb. Even then, though, apparently the years weren't for leaking, stealing the games. It was for a stolen handgun and weed they found while raiding his apartment. Oh, you're talking about the guy. Yeah. The guy, fucking, the dude who stole the Starfield. Yeah, he did have a handgun and weed, I think. Yeah. That's different. We'll talk about that in a second, separately.
He had found his next business opportunity. Now, in the FIFA video game, you can earn FIFA coins to build out a better team playing against a computer or humans. But these coins cannot be bought. You have to play games to get coins. But Anthony came across websites that sold FIFA coins for cash. Yeah, they were in China and they did look a little sketch, but you could buy the coins with cash. And it got Anthony thinking, what if he made a bot that could automatically play the FIFA game to earn FIFA coins and then maybe sell them off to these Chinese websites? Genius idea. So
my man literally fucking automated the Chinese gold farmer website strategy. Fucking brilliant.
As a proof of concept, he spends months developing a tool, and oh boy, it worked way better than he even thought. It could play one whole game against the computer within a second, earning him thousands of coins a minute. With just one Xbox development kit running this tool, it made about Anthony $30 an hour, automatically, 24/7.
Dude, that's sick. That's so sick. Here, let me explain something to you guys. Like, this is illegal, right? To me, this screams, this is like a brilliant person. This is an innovative person. This is a brilliant person. Like, you just got to harness that. You just got to harness that energy towards something that is a little bit more productive, I think. I feel in a damn near identical way about this kid as I do about, like, Kia Boys, even though the Kia Boys themselves obviously engage in, like, much more dangerous acts that are significantly more harmful both to the public and also to the individual whose car they've stolen. But it comes from that exact same fucking place of just, like, being super bored or trying to make money or trying to do something with your life. But it still comes from not you defending Kia Boys. Man, shut the fuck up. I'm not defending them. I just admitted that it is like super fucking harmful to the public to steal a car and then drive it around when you're like 12 years old. Okay? Not only that, but also it sucks for the person you stole from. The point that I'm trying to make is that you don't like there is a level of ingenuity that comes from that, okay? To engage in an act like that. He did literally say that. Yeah, I know. I had to repeat myself because there's a lot of earwax in a lot of chatter's fucking ears. Okay? My point is that it would be significantly better. It would be significantly better if they were engaging in this kind of ingenuity in a more productive way, but they can't. Oftentimes, they can't. This guy couldn't because he needed money. Kia Boys can't because they have no other alternatives. Seriously, fuck the Kia Boys. I just learned that some insurers won't take Kias out here, and I got to renew my insurance next month.
7 per machine. But then his first week of wholesaling coins out to China, Anthony had made a couple of grand. And of course, the business grew. He bought dozens of dev kits, racking up the electricity bill at his house. And while David wanted nothing
Bro, this guy was like crypto mining.
to do with the FIFA coin business, he referred him out more programmers like Nathan LaRoe, Austin Akala to develop the tool even further, and this business grew. But was this even legal? Now, after a few months of watching every email come through Epic Games, the FBI just stopped emailing their security team because even with the crew still inside of Epic's network, they had no idea who had leaked Gears of War 3. Or in other words, they had gotten away with it. David grew intoxicated by the power he had, leveraging his skills not only for personal gain, but now financial gain. Instead of stealing games for free, he had found a bunch of rich-ass gamers who'd pay him the big bucks to steal games for a business. This whole hacking thing, yeah, it was a growing, expanding business. Now, if you ever played Fortnite, you've probably heard of Unreal Engine. Now, it's a tool for game developers to build out the worlds and, some of the biggest video games out there. And wouldn't you know it, Unreal Engine is owned by Epic Games, meaning that master password list for every employee at Epic, yeah, that could be a springboard into hacking into every company in the goddamn world. So with months of meticulous planning, they slipped through the virtuous passwords. They began to break in and steal from every major game developer in the world. Hundreds of companies, thousands of games having total control over their networks, or as David said himself.
Are you have you been listening? I have to the Australian Department of Defense. I have every single big company. Intel, AMD, Nvidia, any game company you can name. Google, Microsoft, Disney, Warner Brothers.
Oh my god, Disney.
Everything.
But after breaching Microsoft, that's when they stole the secret that had been hidden from the public eye. It was the files for the unreleased Xbox One prototype called the Durango, the source code, the tech specs, all of the assembly instructions for a group of Xbox hackers having the next-gen Xbox documents. Yeah, that's like the craziest thing ever. And they decided they were gonna build a counterfeit of it. Now, it probably sounds insane, but a Durango or Xbox One is just—
Dude, these guys are fucking awesome. Holy shit. Like, it's really fucked up, but also kind of cool that they were just like, they were going nutty with it. They wanted to build a fucking Xbox Durango before Microsoft? That's insane. That doesn't even make any sense. Like, they're not even gonna, there's no way you can sell that. You know what I mean? If you sell that, there's no games for it. They're just doing it for the sake of doing it. That's just for the funsies. I asked a Microsoft employee about Durango on a flight when this was happening, and he got pissed.
They began to break in off-the-shelf parts like a computer. So using those documents they stole as a build guide, they put together a counterfeit Durango, and they just stare at it because there was no games for it.
Yeah.
So Austin Akala thinks, maybe we can sell this, to make some money off of that Microsoft hack. But not on eBay. That would bring way too much heat. So Austin builds out the Durango, and they find a dude in West Africa who pays him $5 grand for this counterfeit Durango. And then all of a sudden, after talking to no one for 2 years, Justin May shows up and he's back in the crew. And he offers to ship it out because, quote, I can get a good deal on shipping. And the crew lets him. But the Durango would never even arrive because the buyer in West Africa, that was the FBI. Now, Dylan...
Dude, what the fuck? Who why would some random buyer in West Africa, first of all, why $5,000? That's so little. Oh my God. There's so many questions. Like, there's so many questions I have. There's so many things that just like anger me about this story, because it's like, they're so brilliant, yet so fucking dumb. Okay? They're so brilliant to be able to do this kind of stuff, and then they fail spectacularly. Like, they need one guy who fucks on the crew, okay? Every crew needs one guy who fucks. Because when you have a bunch of guys who don't fuck, okay, they have only they've only maxed out the intelligence specs. They have not specced into charisma at all, okay? They've not specced into wisdom. They've not specced into charisma. They have no business sense. They have no understanding of the world. They're just like, just really fucking smart, and they just have this, like, they're like a ball of energy, and they're just getting duped. They keep fucking themselves up over and over again.
Wheeler was the kid who just always had to be right. And now with the secret knowledge of the Xbox One, he argued all day in the forums about what it would be and what it looked like, but no one believed him. And this pissed off Dylan.
These are the motherfuckers who say non-STEM subjects are useless. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Wheeler so much. So he ends up leaking all of the stolen documents from Microsoft, and hell, even puts his Twitter handle in it. That'll show him, he thinks. But then behind everyone's backs, that's still not enough. He puts the Durango on eBay. And of course, the news picks it up. They got a Durango on eBay. They got the documents all leaked. It's one of Microsoft's biggest leaks in years. And although the crew was freaking out over this attention, Dylan just loved it. He was doing interviews as the Xbox leak kid.
What was the whole purpose of you leaking out information about Durango?
To Microsoft, it was a purpose of, this is what can happen if you don't fix these.
Oh God, I'm taking back what I said. This is like typical fucking nerd shit that's like frustrating when they do it because they're like, they just want attention, and then they try to make it seem like there's like a more honorable cause behind it. Classic. It's like whenever fucking PSN would get hacked during fucking Thanksgiving or like right at the peak, you know what I mean? Where you're just like, come on, man, I'm at home. Like, I don't want to fucking hang out with my family. I want to play goddamn PlayStation games, and you guys fucked it. You guys fucked it. Why are you doing it? It's like, doors open. Chat, Matt Owens is here.
Problem. This wasn't malicious.
But it's still not enough. Dylan wants games for his Durango, so he starts hacking into more video game companies by himself to find more upcoming games. But he finds something even better. Zombie Studios has a direct...
When Reddit, remember when PSN was deleted? Dude, just like when they do shit like that, specifically, not to even like punish a company, punish people. Yeah, Lizard Squad, that's what it was. It's just like, it's so stupid. Also not a victimless crime. That's when hacking goes wrong.
VPN connection to the US military. Maybe they were making a game, he thought. So he gets in the network, and instead of some stupid Xbox game, we find something even crazier. The training simulator for the AH-64D Apache helicopter. And he thinks, maybe I could sell it to the Arabs. So he commits espionage and steals 500,000 lines of code, and he just could not wait to tell David. I mean, that's the ultimate unreleased game, right? Oh, but David was livid, stating, how the f are we even supposed to play this? You're an idiot. The Arabs already have Apache helicopters, so why the f would they need a simulator? Get the hell out of here, man. You're done. But Dylan's problems were just only beginning. At the age of 17, Dylan Wheeler had Microsoft investigator Miles Hawks in his living room. Now, he had flown all the way out to Australia just to ask Dylan, how did he get all these Durango documents? And Dylan just tells him everything, that he hacked into Microsoft with a team of experts that he was the leader of, and it was all because he was a curious little boy. But that whole putting the Durango on eBay, that was just a big joke. Lighten up, buddy. So Miles lets him off with a little warning. Stop hacking Microsoft, stop posting Durango stuff on eBay, and we're all good. The next day, Dylan puts the Durango on eBay, and Microsoft shuts down the listing, and Bill Gates calls in a little raid from the Australian Popo. They bust in through...
Okay, here, you can come sit down. Ladies and gentlemen, Matt Owens is in the building. Here you go.
What's up, chat?
Okay.
Thanks for having me, buddy.
Hell yeah. Thank you for coming on.